Hello everybody and welcome to your HUN Bats guide. We're going to be rocking HUN Bats in the jungle, of course, really the only role where he is viable. We'll be grabbing Assassin's Blessing, Tier 1 Mace, Healing Potion, Hand of the Gods, and our Blink Rune. HUN Bats will be getting buffed in the upcoming major patch. They'll be lowering the cooldown on his ultimate significantly. Right now it is a 2-minute cooldown. It'll be getting lowered down, I do believe, to 90 seconds at level 20. It's going to be scaling down. So that'll be a significant buff for HUN Bats that is not live yet. On HUN Bats, we start with our Sacred Monkey. This is the first mistake that I already see players making on HUN Bats, is not starting with the 3. So Sacred Monkey, you throw out a little tiny monkey. This monkey will bounce around on targets. It hits up to 4 targets, depending if there's people to bounce on, and it can bounce back and hit a minion more than once. It can only hit a god once, but it can hit minions more than once. So you want to throw it out on the big minion. So in order to get the most efficient clear, you want to auto 3 auto. So we're going to auto 3 auto, and then we're going to 3 and teleport to our 3, which is once again going to reset our auto attack. So auto 3 auto, basically. You're just going back and forth. You're going to get so much clear from this ability. So please use it for your clear. So your 3 on HUN Bats, you could see we did it a little bit right there, is also a teleport. So this counts as a movement ability for HUN Bats. It's a bit of a strange movement ability because it's a teleport to location. The way you want to think about it is think about it like Susanoo 3, where you've got a little timed duration in order to teleport and get that off, and then you will just suddenly appear at that location. And much like the way on Susanoo, you use it for a auto attack interrupt for quicker jungle clear. You do the same thing on HUN Bats as well. So I'll show you again. We walk up, we auto, we 3, we wait for it to stop bouncing, then we can go ahead and 3 again. We get that little mini teleport, and then we come back down. Overhand Smash is the ability that I like to get at level 2. This ability is going to let us, this is going to be our main clearing ability. Now, it's a little bit strange on HUN Bats, and this is why I think people get confused. Our Overhand Smash is actually the ability that we are going to max first, which I think confuses people, but it's not the ability that we get at level 1 for the jungle clear. We do get the 3 for that. So Overhand Smash is a very straightforward ability. You literally bring your giant weapon overhead, you channel it for just a moment, and then you come down and you slam it down in a cone, and it does good damage, and it's on a very low cooldown. All the way ranking it up gets it down to 8 seconds. That's the main reason why this ends up being our main source of clear as we level up, is because that cooldown gets down really low, so we can quickly use it on the camps. But at the start of the game, 13-second cooldown, 12-second cooldown, and this is just better clear by itself. So you can see why this kind of transitions. At level 3, we got our jump. Oftentimes, you're going to want to get your jump at level 2, but I got my overhand clear because I was in no risk of dying, and I just wanted some extra clear. So our 1 is a pretty standard Smite leap. We're going to be able to jump over walls. We're going to be able to get in range of farm, get away from action, anything that we need to do. And also, on top of that, this ability is also a slow. This ability is also a slow, so if you land on top of an enemy, it will do damage in that target location, and it will also be a 20% slow for, I believe, 2 seconds. Yes, 20 to 40% scaling slow for 2 seconds. Our passive on HUN Bats is not as strong as it used to be, but it is still a good passive. This is an extra 15% damage after we use an ability. So you can see when I use that ability, this puts this little infused strike icon down on my bar. That infused strike icon means that when I swing my next auto, wham, it's going to do an extra 15% damage. This used to be a lot more in the past, but it's not bad. It's going to pair well with our build vote. On HUN match, you always want to buy a Hydra's Lament. You're basically going to get that Hydra's Lament bonus proc damage after using an ability, on top of the fact that your passive is already a mini Hydra's Lament. Well, you will get that bonus damage from the ability, so it is just a win-win. I'm about to get monkeyed by myself because it is a Morrigan. She turned right into me. She turned right into me. Whoop! So that's a great utilization of our 3 that you just witnessed. So not only is our 1 a getaway ability, but if you're in the range of a jungle camp, of minions, of whatever, you can use your 3 as a getaway skill. I recommend, if you're trying to use it very quickly, like I just was, that you throw it out and you just start spamming it as fast as humanly possible. Don't be trying to wait for all the bounces. Just click, 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 so you can get to it ASAP. In that case, it got me away from that Morrigan. Finally, our ultimate, which you got to see me use and get it used on. Our ultimate is the best part of HUNBAT's kit, and it is the reason why you pick HUNBAT. Fear no evil. This is a giant circle, and anybody inside the circle will be feared and start getting slowly pushed to the outside of that circle. So this procs every 0.25 seconds. It does damage. It only lasts for 1 second at first, but by the end of the game, it lasts for 2 seconds. And if you don't have beads, this is an absolute disaster for you. One of the best team fight abilities in all of Smite. So make sure that you're using it, 1, for your ganks, but 2, for the team fights as you transition into the later stages of the game. Our build priority on HUNBAT is power and cooldown. We're looking for big power for the scaling on our abilities and our auto attacks that we are going to be weaving in. And of course, the more cooldown we have, the quicker we can use those abilities to weave in our autos. So while HUNBAT isn't a auto attack god, so to speak, he is actually very reliant on auto attack because of his passive, because of the way that you're going to get your Hydras. HUNBAT is one of the most important gods in the game to actually weave in your autos. What does that mean? It means on HUNBAT, a lot of the times what you're trying to do is ability auto, ability auto, ability auto. You want to get in the habit on really all gods in Smite of doing that, but especially on gods like Susano, on gods like HUNBAT, where weaving in those abilities and those autos is super important. So I'm getting the Jones Wrath here early for that 20% CDR. After my Jones Wrath, my next 2 priority items are going to be Erendite and Hydra's Lament, in any order, whatever you prefer. Of course, if this team would have had a lot of healing, I wouldn't have been able to grab the Jotun's Wrath, unfortunately. I would have had to transition my mace into a Brawler's Beat Stick. So that's just going to depend on the exact game that you're in and the enemy team comp. Make sure you're always keeping in mind things like anti-heal for counter builds. So in this particular game, I'm probably just going to get the Hydra's third. It's a little bit cheaper. I'll be able to grab it earlier and get another 10% CDR. And so unless I get some major farm coming my way, that is going to be my build order, is the Hydra's into an Erendite. I'm going to start rotating over right lane, see if we can't get a gank off over here. Your standard ability combo on HUNBAT is just a good old-fashioned blink ultimate. Nothing too crazy about it. I'm not going to have to blink right now, so I'm just going to throw down my ulti and then my 3, and that's going to grab the kill. Something that you want to make sure that you're doing on HUNBAT, particularly when an enemy god is by himself because of the way that the ability works. But just like on Susano, how you often want to throw down the 3 and then wait for the enemy to use a getaway skill, you want to do the same thing on HUNBAT as well. So I like to get some damage off, throw down the 3 on the enemy right when I think they're about to use their getaway skill, And that way, if they jump away, I can just click my 3 again and teleport right to them after they've used their getaway skill, thus saving my own jump ability to get out if they get a rotation off. Now we're going to go and we're going to level up our 3 for the damage here. So my official level order on HUN match is 4, 2, 3, 1. You can change this if you're not comfortable and go 4, 2, 1, 3. This comes a little bit down to play style. When you level up the 1, you will be a little bit safer. It does reduce the cooldown of your 1. The damage numbers and the slow numbers on this ability, I genuinely do not care about. I don't think it's relevant. You're mostly going to be using this ability as a getaway skill, not an initiation tool. So I like to level up the 3 for the bonus damage. If you feel like you need your jump up more often to get away, you're not quite as confident with your positioning, feel free to level up your jump 3rd and then level up your Sacred Monkey last. And you can just utilize your Sacred Monkey for the auto attack cancel and the teleport instead of the other way around with the jump. Obviously, on HUN mats, we are going to be playing jungle, which means our step 1 priority is running around and maximizing farm. Secondarily, looking around the map for ganks. You don't want to fall behind and farm in the jungle. If you fall behind and farm in the jungle, it is just horrible for your team all around. You getting behind and farm in the jungle really puts a lot of pressure on all of the lanes individually. And so you have to be careful about that. Sometimes being selfish in the jungle is actually the best thing that you can do for your team. So I'm going to look for a little blink ulti here on Sobek. He tried to pluck himself out of it, but the ulti was already going off, and so he gets feared right out of his dash, and then he's just standing right next to me, and he's dead. I'm going to see if I've got enough of the old Hydras. I do, so I'm going to back up. After I get this new ulti on me, I'm going to back up again. We're going to go get ourselves a Hydras. Going to get myself a beads and a couple of wards. Next up will be that Erendite, which is going to put us at 40% CDR, bringing our ultimate cooldown down significantly. Right now, currently 84 seconds. It was at 120 seconds to start the game. This is going to be even better once HUN Mats gets that buff in a couple of weeks. Ultimate is down for now. On HUN Mats, your ultimate is crucial, and I mean crucial for ganking. If your ultimate is down, your chance of getting kills on a gank are actually pretty low. So I would extra focus on farming while your ultimate is down. Once your ultimate comes up, then your odds of a successful gank go through the roof in terms of those successful gank odds. So most importantly, get that farm while it's down, and then go ahead and look for some ganks. Now that my ulti's coming back up, I'm going to throw down a little sentry ward here, get rid of some of this vision. See if I can't make it to mid lane and gank this more again in time. Throwing down the ulti, it's gonna hit new one. I'm gonna use my 3, doesn't even matter. He is already dead, easy peasy. I'm gonna head over towards this Shibalanke. See if I can't find him in the jungle. Looks like he might have actually gone all the way back to lane. He did. So I'm not gonna rotate over there anymore. I'm just gonna come steal a speed buff. Boop. Look at that. Great clear. Great HUN badge clear. Oracles might be up. I'm just gonna run around, look for some back harpies. If the enemy jungler is dead, your #1 priority is stealing their jungle. Stealing their jungle is basically twice as effective, because not only are you getting XP, you're also denying their jungler from getting that same XP. Team is having a little fight in the mid lane. I'm not worried about it. I am on my farm game, so I'm just going to go do some back harpies, back it up, go get a tier 2 going in Erendite. That's going to give me that full 40% CDR. Of course, another sentry ward. You should basically be buying a sentry ward every back. And we're going to go farm in right side. Gotta maintain that farming.
Enemy missing left.
For HUN bats, your abilities, your significant damage abilities are not going to go through walls, folks. Unfortunately, your 2 is body blocked by walls, so no sneaksy trixies there. Your 3 does not go through walls either. No sneaksy trixies there with your Sacred Monkey. So you've got to do just like everybody else. If you want to get around a wall, you got to jump, blink over it, or you can use your ulti. Your ulti does go through walls because it's this massive circle. You can sometimes get some utilization out of it over a wall, but most of the time, you're not going to want to throw it down over a wall. Kind of like on HUN, how sometimes we threw it down just to get like the last tick on somebody. Every once in a while, that's worth it if it's on like a character of theirs that's super, super fat and you can grab that last tick. But for the most part, you should have already used your ultimate in the team fight to burn beads on like 3 people. Much more effective use of your ulti. Hey, speaking of ultis, blink. Blink, ulti, auto to death. Weave in your autos every single time. Ability, auto attack. Ability, auto attack. If you're not weaving in the autos, then your passive blows. So use your autos, yeah. Use your autos. Yeah. Seriously, though, if you're not utilizing your auto attacks, not only are you going to be not utilizing Hydra's Lament properly, you're also not going to be utilizing your passive properly, and so that's going to be a double deficit. Don't just spam all of your abilities at the same time. Ability auto, auto ability, ability auto. You know the drill. Backing up again. We're going to go finish up this Erendite. This Erendite is going to help us chase down targets after our ultimate. If we don't manage to have our 3 up or our jump up, it'll still help us chase everybody down. So on HUN Bat's ulti, this is a positional based ability. That means that depending on where they're standing is the way that they're going to be running. So if I throw down a target on my side of the ulti, right? You're going to see, let's do a little example on Kukulkan. You're going to see they get pushed back from the middle. From the middle of the ability is where you get pushed back from. So if you want to push them in a certain direction, just make sure the totem is on the opposite direction, right? So say you're at the edge of a tower line. Say this is our tower, right? And I want to push them into this tower. Then I would make sure that the totem is behind them so they get pushed towards me. Make sure you can positionally use that totem. In the middle of a team fight, the positional is less important. But on something like when I ganked 1v1 the Nuwa in mid, I made sure that the ulti was past Nuwa in the lane so that she got pushed back towards our tier 1 tower and away from her tier 1 tower, effectively giving me some extra time to work with in the gank. So at this stage of the game, on HUN Max, you basically have 2 things now that you're looking for. You're looking for big pen or defense. For me, on this game, I'm going to go big pen. The Kukulkan's going to get very tanky. The Subek's going to get tanky. The Morgan has the option to turn into a tanky character. So I'm going to make sure I've got a bunch of percent pen by just grabbing me a Titan's Bane this game. And then I'm going to grab myself a 6-item Mantle of Discord. Now, that Mantle of Discord will overcap me, but it won't overcap me for forever because we always sell our Jotun's Wrath in the ultra late game. Jotun's Wrath, not a great item once you're like past the 30-minute marker, but it is great for that CDR early. Once again, blink in, ulti. I got my 3 on him, so he goes down. I'm waiting for the Morgan on the side here. I'm going to jump in. There's an Aegis. Channel my 2 because I know it's got a little delay time on it. And that way, my Overhand Smash comes right down when her Aegis runs off, so we can grab that kill, and now we can continue to shove up in the mid lane. You know what? Let's go Fire Giant. That's a good call. We've got a Gooby on our team. He can burn the Fire Giant, no problemo. Let's head over and try to burn it. Shibulong is in mid lane. We got a Guan Yu for the heals. I could even start this bad boy up because I can always jump over the wall. if I'm afraid of dying. Fantastic. We are now level 20 at the 19-minute marker because we have put our pedal to the metal on farming. We're only ahead 2K, actually. But we ourselves are level 20 and have a 3-level lead in the jungle. Let's go ahead and grab this Titan's Bane and another Sentry Ward. So the one ability that I think really confuses people the most on HUN mats is his 3. So I would recommend practicing a little bit with it. But just to clarify again how this ability works, it is a damage that hops up to 4 times. It doesn't have to hop up to 4 times. If there's only one target, it'll hit that target 1 time, right? So I throw it down, pop, 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 pop. If it kills the target that it lands on last, if it kills the target that it lands on last, you cannot teleport to this ability, okay? The target that it last hits is the one that you're teleporting to. So if that target dies, the target no longer exists for you to teleport. You don't like teleport to their target location, nothing like that. They have to actually be alive. So if I use my 3 again here, boom, 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 you can see that they both died. My ability immediately went on cooldown because there was nobody to teleport to. This ability also does hop to the nearest target. So if I throw it down on somebody like a Zeus detonate, if I throw it on this Ku, I know it's going to hop over to Sobek, and then I can go ahead and teleport back over to that Sobek. This is one of those abilities that you definitely need to practice with, and it makes more sense than when it is explained, but it is HUN mats' funkiest ability. Also very, very important though. It can be used for chasing somebody down the lane. It can be used for last hitting. It can be used for getting yourself away on minion waves or on a jungle camp. So many good uses for this ability. I'm just going to blink right over this wall. Go last hit the Ku. Jump over here. Now here we go. I'm going to throw down my 3. 1, 2, 3. Right to the Shiba Lake. Now I can blink in on the Shiba and chase him down. Got to be careful not to get too greedy over here, but that's the example of chasing with HUN Batch 3, or when you're trying to get away, boom, 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 hop me over, zing, and now I'm all the way over here. Great way to get away with HUN Batch 3 as well. Your biggest multifaceted tool, so don't be afraid to find new and innovative ways to use this ability. Ultimate is back up in 3 seconds. Shiba Lange's got nobody around him, so if I throw my 3 and I hit him, I'll now teleport to wherever he goes. I'm going to 3 right in and throw down a ulti right behind him. We do force the beads, and it also gets my life, though. There was a Morrigan in stealth there, unfortunately. And it looks like the boys are going to go ahead and have to back it up. Now we're going to start working on our Mantle of Discord. Like I said, this is going to overcap us. With the red pot, we'll have 60% CDR with this build. That's all fine and dandy because we will be selling that Jotun's Wrath here at the end of the game and grabbing a separate item. Now, at this point in the game, you've got plenty of damage online. So you don't have to just be building more damage. With the Hydras, the Erendite, with all this pen, you're basically going to be burning through any squishy target. So I wouldn't super focus on more damage items. I would look at hybrid items. Items like the Sledge become great at this point in the game for HUN bats. If they've got a lot of a certain type of damage, maybe look into the shields, a Void Shield, because that gives you a little bit of the extra percent as well in terms of the pen. If they got a lot of magic damage, something like a Runic Shield is always a great item. Even an Anchile can be great. That'll give you another 10% CDR, but I just don't care about overcapping by 10% CDR in Smite in Season 7, so I would never worry about that. If you're pushing 20% CDR extra, that's when you need to make sure just to edit the build a little bit. Throw down another Sentry Ward here at the Fire Giant. I'm going to try to burn down this Pyro. Reminder that the Pyromancer, this ability can be interrupted, but if you can't interrupt the ability, you can always just jump over it. So I don't have a way to CC the Pyromancer to interrupt that ability, but I can jump right over the ability so I don't lose aggro on the Pyromancer, but I also don't get hit by that debuff of an increased 15% damage taken, which is really a bad debuff to have on you. So be careful there around the Pyromancer.
To the rescue. An ally has been slain.
Players are having a hard time right now. I'm going to try to blink ulti in on this. I'm just getting a little blink ulti. Can you imagine having your ulti up? What I'm going to do is I'm going to blink and use my Overhand Smash, which is not my ultimate. And I'm going to go ahead and chase him down with my little jumpity jump. Poor Shiba over here is going to be dead. I'm just going to throw my 3 down. I'm not even going to get him. I don't think it matters. Let's give him a little smashy smash cone right there. I'm going to push up right lane. I can't, like, do the Fire Giant by myself. So I'm just going to head up on the right-hand side. Looks like Morrigan turned into me.
On my way.
I'm not really going to be able to help my RDO. It was a good try, though. Now my ultimate is back up, so if Nuwa comes up at all, oh, yeah, he's in trouble. I'm going to throw down my 3 and my ultimate. Unfortunately, that's his beads and his Aegis. Unfortunately, my 3 launched back from the Nuwa and to the minions, which meant that I couldn't teleport to the Nuwa because my 3 went on to Bob. Gotta steal this red buff. At the end of the game on jungle, best case scenario is that you're stealing the enemy red buff. I really don't like the speed buff. At the end of the game, as you move into the team fight stage, I'm really looking for a red buff, even a purple buff. Anything that I can steal, I usually like better than a speed buff at the end of the game. Even like something like a purple buff, while the speed itself isn't that important, it does give you 10 flat pen, which I just find to be more crucial in these fights. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get rid of my Jotun's Wrath right here before I get my Poots. I'm going to grab a Sledge. Now I've switched over the build a little bit. Going to grab my Elixir of Speed. So now I am down to 30% CDR with the Mantle of Discord, Hydras, and Erendite. But with a red pot, we will be back up to capped 40% CDR. Looks like our team is once again gonna be in trouble. They're getting picked off around here. That's a triple kill for the Shiba Lanke. Throw down a defensive ward. They've got that ward. They're going to start up the fire. I got to be careful here. That is a Morrigan beads down. Wow! My 3 managed to teleport me all the way over to those harpies. I'm not exactly sure. Not exactly sure how my Sacred Monkey got all the way over there. Pretty sure we would have been able to kill the Mori, but oh well, I suppose. All right, back it on up to the fountain. Do. Now they have got the Fire Giant, so we are on the defensive. Much like the way that we utilized HUN Ultimate in Phoenix Defenses, you want to use HUN's ulti in the same way. You want to use a nice HUN's ult to split up the fight. This means that you're trying to basically aim the center of your ulti right by this Phoenix line marker. Because that means the targets that rush in will be zoned out into your Phoenix. The targets that are in the back line, the damage dealers, will get zoned out away from your Phoenix. And you will get a nice separation in the team fight that hopefully allows you to win that engagement. Reminder, we do not defend tier 2 towers. We do not defend tier 2 towers when the enemy has Fire Giant. We especially don't defend tier 2 towers when the enemy has Fire Giant and it's after the 20-minute marker. We let those go. It is not safe for us to be around those parts. Tier 2 towers are big old pushovers. They will not defend you the way that they say they will. Tier 2 towers, great at the 5-minute marker. Pushovers at the 20-minute marker. So now we just patiently wait back here. We'll start to rank up our actives, try to get a little beads ranked up. As well as our blink. Always make sure you rank up your beads before you rank up your blink. It's just way, way more important. That CDR on the CC immunity, always going to be more important than the extra blink cooldown that you get in that little damage mitigation. Ranking up blink is nice. Ranking up beads is nicer. All right, it is now up to them to push in on us. If they don't want to push in, we'll let them waste as much of their fire giant as they want to. So we're just sitting back and chilling. This is the part of the game where people tend to get a little antsy and they'll come out too far and get ganked. It can be hard to like sit around and do nothing for minutes at a time at this portion of the game, especially because it's so drilled into you, like farm, 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 farm. Always be doing things. Always be doing things. But if you get picked off at the 30-minute marker, you're easily going to have a 40-second plus death timer, and then your team has to fight a 4v5, and if they still have the fire giant on them, that is basically all but guaranteeing the end of the game. And so sometimes you just gotta suck it up and be bored for a couple of minutes while you are waiting for the enemy team to get pushed up. If you want to make a little use of your time, make sure you keep buying sentry wards and you keep that deep vision out in the lanes and in the jungle. Now we're just gonna sit and wait. Sitting and waiting. If we can try to get vision on one or two of them, then we can see if their fire giant is still on them. I think it's probably off of them by now. So we should start to get moved up towards the fire giant. This is the enhanced fire now. Throwing down a deep ward over here. They actually have 2 wards. So let's get both of those. Their fire giant should be off of them. It is. There's a Morrigan and stealth. We gotta be careful about that. I'm gonna throw down my ulti and just try to burn the Morrigan beads. Looks like we did burn through a lot of that. Shibalanke ult means we gotta back up hard. That was such a good Shibalanke and Morrigan ult combo right there. We gotta keep on backing up. Dang, that was Aegis on Morrigan. She still had that up. Unfortunately, we did not even kill one person. They're probably gonna be able to just run down and end the game now. We gotta go for a little bit of a greedy. Oh! I can't believe that it didn't quite get him. Woo! We are still alive by the hair on our chinny chin chin. So many of them so low. We actually might be able to live through this strictly because of how low their entire team is. That's a dead Nuwa. At least we got one. Shibalanke is still around. I gotta try to do a little sneaky dodgy dodge. I'm gonna run over to the left-hand side Phoenix. Oh, I tried to teleport back to him. Okay, I'm gonna throw down my ultimate on the Coot. Woohoo! He is so low. I'm just baiting as long as we can right now. Hopefully that allows us to grab another kill there. Okay, we actually need to go rush the fire giant. So sometimes when you're down this much, in terms of Phoenixes, you need to take your power play as hard as you can. It's not a super safe fire giant for us to go for. But if we want to be able to hold on our Phoenixes when they respawn, we actually can't let them get away with having the enhanced fire on top of all this. So I'm going to clear this last mid-fire wave to buy us some time. And then immediately head over to that fire giant. Nuwa's going to come up. She's going to have her ulti. We really don't have a choice but to commit to this, though. We've got the Gooby. We have to get it. If we don't get it, the game is just basically over anyway. And so hopefully we can get a nice Gooby ult off to secure this. Unfortunate. We just didn't. Doesn't look like we actually ever used our Anubis ulti, which is just a misplay. He needed to be the one to secure it. Morrigan turned into a Gooby behind the wall and used the Gooby ulti, but unfortunately we never did. All right, now we can sell the Warrior Tabite. And we can grab any last item that we like to. Heart Seeker is a great go-to for HUN mats. You combine some of that ability damage that you're getting while you're weaving in the autos, and you can get so much good damage out of this ability. Excuse me, out of this item. You can also grab it a little bit earlier if you want to, like somewhere where I got Sledge or Mantle of Discord. Maybe you're not feeling scared at all of their team. You don't think you need any defense items? Well, by golly, you do you. You go get yourself all those offense items. Whenever I'm against a stealth character like a Morrigan or a Loki, I'm always going to grab me a Mantle of Discord just because it does so good against stealth characters. And as always, the most important thing in every single build is counter building and playing against the enemy team comp above all else. At this point, we really shouldn't be able to win the fight. Everybody's 20, everybody's pretty much full build, but the enhanced fire is really strong in Smite. We've got 2 Phoenixes down. I can grab a red pot and a sentry ward, and we're gonna have to full commit to a fight over in the duo lane, but it's not looking super good for us. Being down an enhanced fire and 2 Phoenix should be should be the nail in the coffin. They're gonna rush in on left. That new ulti is going to do so much damage. That Phoenix died before we could even get proper setup for it, which is about right. So all we can look to do at this point is go for some sort of Hail Mary ultimate play. Some sort of crazy blink ult on a lot of them. So I'm gonna go right here. We actually hit a significant amount of them with that ulti, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Morrigan turned into Gooby. We did get a nice convenient little Phoenix respawn right there. I'm gonna teleport in on this, maybe try to grab one last kill. Not gonna be able to do it, but we do go 13, 1 and 6 with a very good HUN mats build in terms of counter build as well, which is good because you don't always get a comp that you get to counter build perfectly against guys. So last wrap ups on HUN mats. Cooldown, 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 and power to get the most damage out of your abilities. Of course, make sure you're utilizing that blink ulti for your ganks. If your ultimate isn't up, make sure you're on that farm train because your ganks really aren't that strong without your ultimate up. And at the end of the day, you can still do 28k damage on the old HUN bats and be 13 and 1. And that is our HUN bats guide.